Wirr stepped through the portal and into a thick tangle of branches and brush, every nerve taut, the old scar across his stomach aching from tension. He forced his way forward as quietly as he could, breaking into a small clearing and exhaling in relief at the emptiness of the surrounding night. The reflected moon in the babbling stream ahead glistened through the thick forest undergrowth, its stark, silvery glow revealing no sign of danger, no waiting ambush. Behind him, he heard Terrace's deep voice curse softly as one of the shadowy, damp-leafed branches Wirr had just pushed through snapped back and slapped him across the face. Wirr turned just in time to catch a glimpse of his father's old office through the hole in the air, the empty room in the Talandris estate completely dark in order to minimize its visibility from this side. Swaths of foliage quickly covered the view.
"Thank you for that, sire,"
Terrace growled as he wiped dew from his cheek, the encroaching gray in his sandy blonde hair catching the moonlight. The scarred man turned, nodding in satisfaction at how well hidden the portal was. Not even the faint glow of essence from the black travel stone on the ground was visible.
"We should have a couple of hours before the essence in those stones runs out and the portal closes. I assume we're alone?"
"Seems so." Wirr oriented himself by the moon, then peered through the forest both eastward and westward. "If Layman's put us in the right place, we should be out of sight from both the road and the walls, well away from any patrols."
"It will be the right place," said Terrace confidently.
He gestured to the west.
"I'll gather some kindling while you figure out directions."
Wirr made to protest, then let himself feel the bite in the southern night air and relented. They could be here a while, and a fire was a small risk. He hurried off, moving cautiously through untamed forest until he reached the moonlight-dappled road, completely empty in both directions, much to his relief. He fetched 4 large, smooth stones from the stream that ran alongside it, then placed them carefully in a stack by the roadside. He stepped back and considered his handiwork, nervous despite himself. Were they obvious enough? Too obvious. He forced himself to calm. No one would miss the marker, but it wouldn't mean anything to a patrol. There was probably no need to worry, even if he knew a little apprehension couldn't be avoided right now. If word got out about this meeting, or even of Wirr's mere presence here, it could cause... Well, people back in Ilin Illan wouldn't be happy about it, that much was certain. He made his way back to Terrace, who was already working on getting a fire started by the time Wirr arrived. Wirr settled down against a fallen log, feeling the oath stone hanging around his neck as he closed his eyes. "Driskin," he murmured, picturing the elder from Tol Shen. "When you can do so safely, go to the road directly west of Tol Shen. Follow it and look for a pile of 4 large stones. As soon as you reach that, cross the stream and head directly into the forest, back toward the Tol." He chewed his lip. "After a minute or 2 of walking, you'll reach another, smaller stream. You should be able to see our fire from there. Make sure it's actually me before revealing yourself." When he opened his eyes again, Terrace was watching him. The gifted gave a short nod and immediately returned to building the fire, but Wirr couldn't help but note the unease in his motions. "They should already be out via the auger entrance Ishel told us about," said Wirr, choosing to ignore the other man's discomfort. "We won't have long to wait, and Layman shouldn't be far away either." The king's advisor should know the area well now. He'd spent much of the past year here in the south, embroiled in negotiations. He was the one who had left the travel stone in position, too. There was no reason for him to be late. Terrace dipped his head again, blowing gently at the smoldering twigs and not making eye contact. The forest was hushed around them, dark and looming. It was too small for an official name on any map, but what there was of it was densely packed. More than enough to fully shield them from the illuminated walls of Tol Shen, which Wirr knew couldn't be more than 500 feet away. "Do you think anyone on the committee will notice I've left?" Wirr asked idly, watching as small flames appeared in front of Taris. Taris snorted.
Given that we will have been gone for 2 days, I would hope so, sire.
He rolled his shoulders.
But they know as well as anyone that you need to keep your schedule quiet, and there are plenty who recognized you on the road to Darentel. So long as you're not seen here, no one will dream that you've been this far afield. And fates know they're still unaware that you have that, he added, indicating where the teardrop-shaped black stone hung around Wirr's neck, concealed though it was by his tunic. They have no reason to be overly concerned. If anything, your absence for a couple of days will probably be a welcome relief, and we'll be back before that feeling wears off.
Wirr nodded in absent acknowledgment, though he'd really only asked to fill the apprehensive hush. The committee assigned to overseeing him, a group of 12 men and women from the houses, 6 appointed by administration and 6 by the gifted, believed that they could account for all the oathstones in Andarra. The one Wirr had found in his father's safe, however, appeared not to exist in any official records. Wirr had worked hard over the past year to keep it that way. "Do you think I made a mistake not telling them about it?" he mused, touching the chain that held the oathstone in place.
"I think you have made several mistakes, sire, but that was not one of them."
Wirr grimaced. Taris's words were honest, more than rebuking, but they stung nonetheless, especially as Wirr still couldn't decide if he agreed.